Time to put all the eggs in. The talk is over. Line that up and knock it down. The Eagles, the Chiefs, Super Bowl 59. It's here. And this is going to be our final preview and prediction show. Who's going to win and why is it going to be the Eagles? Tune in, find out. Let's discuss it, guys. We're live in 30 seconds.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 woo!
And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome all to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We are live, YouTube and Twitter. You know the deal. Wherever you're at, wherever you are, please smash that like button. Please smash that subscribe button, and please share it out. This is why we do it. This is why we are Eagles fans. This is why we are here. To have these opportunities, these rare opportunities to win a championship in the NFL. And we are now just a few days away from Super Bowl Sunday. This is the Trending in the AM final Super Bowl prediction and preview show. Guys, I'm excited. I'm pumped. This is what the whole season has led up to. And it's going to be hard today. It's going to be hard to get through this weekend till Sunday. But we got to do it. So let's have a little fun. Let's chit-chat a little bit. Right into the comments, right into the thoughts. We are going to, Steven, get into the NFL awards. Shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to the NFL getting Eric Allen in the Hall of Fame, first of all. We'll get into that as well today. But, yeah, there was some disrespect. I don't think the Saquon MVP was as disrespectful as Zach Bond. But, again, we'll get that later. It's Football Friday for the Super Bowl. I mean, what better Football Friday than Football Friday before the Super Bowl, right? That's what it's all for. That's right, Anthony. Go Birds, and good morning to you. EOP in the house. Is it Sunday? I don't know. Is it Sunday yet? I wish it was. I wish it was. Good morning, John. How you doing? Go Birds. Absolutely. Barkley got cheated out of the MVP. Yeah, it's not. The MVP is really the best quarterback award. I think Zach Bond getting 5th place in Defensive Player of the Year award voting. Now, there was a scam right there. That's a little bit of a train wreck, in my opinion. Allen's numbers are less than Burrow and isn't in the Super Bowl. That's the thing. All these awards are voted on before the playoffs. I don't know if that's necessarily good or bad. The regular season awards, so to say, but yeah. I don't think Saquon gives a F about, I don't think he does either, Nooms. I do not think he cares at all. What I think is he cares about one thing and one trophy only, and I believe that trophy is called the Lombardi Trophy, and that's all that really matters. Can I see the awards? Can I say the awards are BS? Yeah, I mean, they're obviously BS, the awards, for sure. Big Al. They're BS. Anything voted on by press is BS, in my opinion. So, yeah, there's too much agendas there. Allen winning MVP was weird. Look, yeah, I mean, Saquon should have, but we knew he wasn't. I mean, out of the quarterbacks, he probably had the best year, so whatever. I'm off today. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. John said, it's okay. All the NFL honors disrespect will add more hell or fuel to the fire for our guys. I mean, I don't think the Eagles need any more fuel for that fire, but they got it, and it's burning bright. It's like, what was I thinking of? I just had a random thought pop in my head. And now it came in and came right out. It's going to be a movie reference, but it went right. I haven't had enough coffee to get movie references just yet. Don't get me started on how Bond doesn't get Defensive Player of the Year. He's literally the highest rated defensive player. Yeah, I mean, look, I've got all the awards and the votes, the voting numbers, 50 votes and stuff. There were 50 votes or 50 people voting. And let me go down to Defensive Player of the Year because that, to me, was the biggest crime of them all. He did not. He finished 5th place. Surtain, Hendrickson, Garrett, Watt, Bond. He got 2 of 50 first place votes, 2 second place votes. Like, that's pathetic. I think, hold on, let me recount this here. 50 vote potential. There's 50 people that vote, I believe, right? 10, 50. Only 20 people voted for him, period. In any level, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Pathetic. Zach Bond was the best defensive player in football this year, and he's 5th place. Everyone on Greeny's show voted KC to win, not a single Eagles vote. They know it's rigged. Look, more fuel to the fire. More fuel. That's all it is. Look, the Eagles have been doubted all their entire careers since day one. They're the underdogs. That's what they are. I don't worry about everyone picking against us. I don't. I know what my eyes tell me. And my eyes tell me that the Eagles are hands down the better football team. And that's not no homer talk. That's real talk. The Eagles are the better football team. Good morning, Adam. Go Birds. Beat the Chiefs. Damn straight. The Pro Bowl and these awards are equivalent to participation awards. Most people remember one thing in history, and that's the winner of the Super Bowl. Absolutely, Peanut, absolutely, 100%. Number 1 defense gets 0 awards. Hope they come out fired up. Yeah. You know, Quinton Mitchell, 3rd or second. Quinton Mitchell was 2nd in Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Cooper DeJean, 4th. I mean, at least that's a little bit of respect. Jared Verse, I mean, he had a great year. Yeah. But I get it. To be fair, it is a little bit easier to play linebacker with Carter as your D tackle, but I'm happy because it takes a few dollars away from being able to sign him. Okay, he didn't win the award, so, you know, you're only 5th place in the award. So instead of $400 million, you're only going to get $300 million now. I get it. Make it cheaper to sign him. I get you. I am tired of seeing all the fake reports of Bond going back to New Orleans, Williams going to San Francisco, and Garrett coming to the Birds. What? Hold on a second. Oh, okay. Milton Williams going to San Francisco. Gotcha. And then Myles Garrett to the Birds. First off, Dark Brown, good morning. Go Birds. Secondly, I don't care where they go. Until the offseason. We're not in the offseason yet. All the other teams are in their offseason. All the other players are living a good life, having fun. We still got one more football game to worry about till next year. And I really firmly stick to that philosophy that, let's worry about next year. It's this year still. The 2024 football season isn't over. There's one more game to be played. There's one more team to line up and knock down. But to the Myles Garrett rumors to the Eagles, sure, I expect Howie Roseman to make a phone call. I also know Howie Roseman's not dumb enough to dump a huge investment of draft picks into him. You know, what's it going to take to get Myles Garrett? 2 first-round picks at least, plus a player? In the Eagles' sense, it would be like Nolan Smith and 2 first-round picks. Howie's not going to do that kind of investment. Howie knows what his cap situation is and isn't. He's not going to do that. Just not. So I just don't see why it's even worth discussing the Myles Garrett situation as much as other Birds fans are. And Dark Brown, it's like, been tweeting it all week. Stop worrying about next year till this week is over. Let's finish this season. If it ain't broke, don't fix it with Garrett. Yeah, exactly. Eagles should be able to get 1 and 2 and Goddard. So Cleveland, we get Myles Garrett for a first, a second, and Dallas Goddard. I don't know the difference in cap savings for Dallas Goddard, trading versus free agent. If you cut him post June 1st at $7 million, it's different when you trade somebody. Don't know the difference on Dallas Goddard because I haven't done my research for off-season stuff yet. I don't know the situation there. But I don't know. I don't know if that's enough. There's going to be a lot of teams lining up for Myles Garrett. A lot of teams are probably already calling on Myles Garrett, even though I'd probably be tampering, but I'm sure they're doing it already. I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about how are the Eagles going to win this Super Bowl on Sunday. I'm worried about why or what might stand in their way. I'm sitting here thinking about the flu bug going through on top of all the doubters. You got the Chiefs inventing some kind of infection and then putting it in the Eagles locker room. Jalen Carter's sick, but he is practicing. And I don't expect anybody to miss the game for the flu. That's all I'm worried about. I'm thinking about Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson 2 days in a row practicing in full with the team. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about, will Brandon Graham be activated for Sunday? I'm not worried about Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett to me is a distant pipe dream. I don't even know if I want him or not. I'm worried about the now, the here. And I do see this Eagles team winning on Sunday. We'll get to the how in a little bit. That's all that I focus on. I'm on the 40-20 Eagles train. Today I'm being the left wing homer. See, look, the thing is, Nooms, I don't know if it's a homer prediction. I don't know if I see the Eagles scoring 40. But I see, the thing is, this kind of a prediction is the best path to an Eagles Super Bowl victory. If it's a close game, if it's 24-20, 23-21, that kind of a game, it probably leans to favor the Chiefs. But this Eagles offense is so special, and this Eagles defense is so special, the way you beat the Chiefs is you take it out of the hands of the refs. You deflate them early. You go up 21-3. You trade touchdowns or field goals and touchdowns. Eagles score touchdowns, they score field goals. That's how you beat the Chiefs. You win by double digits. That's how you beat the Chiefs. So I don't know if it's being a homer necessary. It's being honest with what this Eagles team is and the best path to a victory, which is that. I'm glad Barkley won Offensive Player of the Year and not MVP. There are two other awards. Yeah, I think Offensive Player of the Year is just as important, maybe more. You don't want him. I didn't say I don't want him. I don't want to invest multiple first-round picks into him. That's all. And honestly, I haven't even thought about whether I want him or not because I'm not focused on the offseason yet. I'm not doing mock drafts. I'm not zoning in on free agency and trades. It's a great honor that Eric Allen finally got into the Hall of Fame. 1,000%. Took far too long. What was it? Year 19 on the ballot. Far too long for a man with, 56 interceptions in his career. Back when the Pro Bowl meant something. All-pro player. One of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of football. Took 19 years to get in the Hall of Fame. It's crazy. It's about damn time. Adams at 35-17. That's too simple of a score for me. That's 5 touchdowns with extra points. What are the odds that the Eagles score 5 touchdowns with all 5 extra points and no field goals or 2-point conversions and whatnot? That's too simple, too clean of a score for me. You got to get a little bit more creative with your score when it's involving the Philadelphia Eagles. Do we really want Graham taking snaps away from Nolan Smith, though? I've talked about this, Peanut, all week. You're not taking snaps away from Nolan Smith. You're not taking snaps away from Jalix Hunt. You're not taking snaps away from Josh Sweat. Brandon Graham activated is more of a morale boost than anything else. Brandon Graham activated puts him there for the coin toss as one of the team captains. You put him out in the field for 2 or 3 snaps. You're not taking snaps away from your big 3 defensive ends, edge rushers, whatever you want to call them. That's not what you do. Brandon Graham is the feel-good story, but he hasn't played in 8 weeks? Longer than that, actually. A season-ending injury, and you just get over it. Like I don't think he's even healthy enough to put much out there. I've seen him work in the dummies and stuff like that. You're not taking snaps away. It's a feel-good story. It helps boost momentum, boost morale, boost a little of something. We are the 90 Cowboys on O-line. I remember watching those movies. Now the shoe is on the other foot. Only some special teams fumbles early with cheek squeezing would beat us. Yeah, look, the Chiefs can't beat us. We could beat ourselves with special teams mistakes or something like that, penalties. Let our emotions get the best of us, Nooms. I've been saying it all week. Jalen Carter, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, most importantly, but the whole entire team. got to keep their emotions in check. A.J. Brown can't take dumb penalties, can't take taunting penalties. Wow, Nooms or Duck. Did you listen to the Eagles check down or something like that on the Eagles Pinball Podcast Network? Spoiler alert. That was my prediction on the Eagles check down. That's right there. That was my score prediction, 33-21. We'll get to that again. I mean, I kind of gave away my score prediction the first 15 minutes of the show. I might as well just pack it in for the day. Graham is taking minimal snaps from Sweat and Hunt. He is playing about 12 snaps. I don't even think it's that much, David. I don't even think it's 12 snaps. I'd be okay if it was 2 or 3. But I would say probably about 4 or 5 snaps. That's it. And depends on the situation. They were up 21-7 last time and still lost. Going to take at least 35-7. Yeah. Look, you're saying last time, when we were up in 2022, we spent all day yesterday talking about it, on this show, Dark, that this Eagles team is so much different than the 2022 team. They go up 21-7, they're not losing the football game. They're just not. There's more experience on this team. You got upgrades all over this roster. This team is not losing a game that they're up 21-7. Just going to say it right now. Not in the Super Bowl. He's not there to be a cheerleader. I get it. I get what you're saying there, for sure, David. But I just don't know what he's got in the tank to actually provide at this point after missing all that time. Eagles 24-10. That's a low-scoring game, Anthony. I don't know if I see that low scoring on the Eagles side. I can see the Eagles defense going out there and shutting them down. K1, if it's this, and I saw right away what you did, but realistically, if that's the score, I'll be squirming big time Sunday night towards the end of that game. Don't know if I want a close game like that, but I get what you're trying to say. I legit think Brandon Graham is over 10 snaps because of the game situation. I mean, he is the experienced guy, too. I mean, he's one of the guys that was here in 22, but the only guy that was here in 2017. Only guy with the real experience. You gave it away yesterday when you said it was a point difference between someone's. Oh, so someone did the math and figured it out. There we go. No prevent defense. Yeah. You win the Super Bowl how you got to the Super Bowl. Okay? But just let's not let them get back into it. You could say what they're not. Hold on. Yeah, you could say that they're not going to lose when they go up 21-0 or whatever you said. But all Philly choke in the playoff. Come on now. Not all Philly does. Occasionally we don't. And this team is different. This Eagles team has a certain edge to it that makes me think they're not going to choke, that they never would choke. Sitting at 412. Guys, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Greatly appreciate it. A bunch of people watching and commenting on Twitter, which I appreciate. But if you wouldn't mind finding the YouTube channel linked in my description or my bio, and come over and chat on the YouTube page and subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Trying to get to 500 subscribers here. Would appreciate it. He talked to BG this week. I don't think David is guessing. Look, I'm not questioning David. Relax. David, you got a supporter here. Not questioning him. Just giving my opinion. Okay? Just my thought process. And I listen and read all of David's stuff. Okay? Relax. I never wish for players to get injured, but I pray Taylor Swift cheats on Kelsey Saturday night and splits. Oh, my God. What are the odds that if the Chiefs win, Travis Kelsey proposes to Taylor Swift during the championship celebration? I firmly believe it does. We aren't the Bills or Josh Allen. That is true as well. Hope, have you ever heard of the epic collapse in Philadelphia? I mean, I've been living the Philadelphia collapse for 44 years, Zach. We didn't collapse in 08. We didn't collapse in 17. So at least we've got 2, okay? I just think this Eagles team is different. I think what has been preached to us all year as fans about discipline, about accountability, about team, about effort, from Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, team above individual. I don't think that's just noise for us fans. I think that each and every one of them buy into it and believe it. There are no Carson Wentz egos to worry about. No T.O. Don McNabb problems to worry about. There's no drama. This team is the most cohesive unit of a team I've seen in Philadelphia sports. And I just don't see the collapse happening this year. I don't. It would almost be worth it if the Chiefs win. Kelsey proposes to Taylor, and she tells him she's over. Dude, the Hallmark movie on that one, right? That might actually be worthy of a Netflix movie. 23 is 23. They corrected the mistakes from that year and old news. Yeah, look, I'm over it. I'm focused on this team, John, and this team's different. 100% different. You can go up and down the roster just from last year to this year or 22 to 24. Miles Sanders, Saquon Barkley, Gannon, Fangio, T.J. Edwards, Zach Bond. Over and over, everywhere. My grandpa else, your grandpa. It's all good. I think it's funny. I think it's great. I love it when someone comes and defends someone else. David, I just think it was your burner account. That's what I think it was. I already put that one up. Now I'm sidetracked by David. It's been a while, but the Sixers and Flyers both have chips as well as the Eagles as of 17. Every team have collapsed at some point. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Phillies are the losingest franchise in the history of sports, right? Rick saying 31-20. Rick, who normally predicts blowouts, is going with the close 4-point game. Okay. Again, I think close games favor the Chiefs, but I also, win or lose, find it extremely difficult to fathom the Chiefs scoring even 27 points. Just the 5 highest scoring games this season for the Eagles defense given up. Week 1, 29 against Green Bay in Brazil. Week 4, the loss to Tampa 33. The Jags 23 in week 9. The loss to Washington 36 in week 16. And the championship game giving up 23 to Washington. We've only given up more than 23 points 3 times this year. 2 of them were losses. And 1 was Brazil. Yeah, there you go. I dropped the Brazil for the OGs, okay? Little drop for the OGs. Got to bring the whole show full circle this season, right? From where we started to where we are now. I just find it, Rick, very hard to see the big number from the Chiefs. And if the Chiefs win, it's good because it's like a 24-21 Chiefs win. 23-20 Chiefs win. But if we keep the Chiefs to where I think we're going to keep them offensively, 20, 23 points, the Eagles should have no problem putting up 30 or more against them. The pressure is more on the Chiefs to three-peat than the Eagles to just win. Interesting question. Interesting comment, I mean. It brings up a question, okay? Who has the more pressure? Jalen Hurts to silence the critics, Nick Sirianni to silence the critics, the Eagles to silence the critics, or the Chiefs to three-peat? I don't know if it's more on the Chiefs or the Eagles, but I think it's an interesting topic to discuss. And I'll take all your opinions. Dark Brown says it's more on the Chiefs. I'd like to hear all your thoughts. Hurts, a.k.a. Fumbles McGee. What? Still sitting at 412. No more gains yet. Eagles win 36-31 because I have 6 and 1 on the block pool. Okay, gotcha. How about 36-21 then, okay? I don't want it close, leaves it up to refs. Exactly. Look, the refs are part of it, whether we like to admit it or not, Duck. That's why we need a big blowout. You know what I mean? Good drip. What? Phantom quarterback roughness is absolutely got to see what I started. See what I started. I agree with Phil. The only team who could beat the Eagles on Sunday is themselves. If the Eagles defense gives up over 23 points, they've had a bad day. Look, I've been saying this. I don't even know when I started using this. Maybe it was around the Jags week that I started on this show every week, just saying everyone kept predicting these big numbers the Eagles defense was going to give up. I'm like, even when they were at their worst, they weren't giving up that many points. Like 3 times this year, 29 or more points. The Eagles defense is, and again, now I'll probably get crushed by David for this, but I've said this many times before, and it's a very, very controversial topic. that this Eagles defense is the best Eagles defense in my lifetime. I'm 44 years old. This is better than the scary, vaunted 1991 Eagles defense with Reggie White. And that's not a knock on that defense. That defense is legendary. Now has another Hall of Famer, Eric Allen, that was a part of it. Reggie White, one of the 3 greatest defensive players of all time. But this defense is better. And they're not going to give up 30, 28, 35 points to this Chiefs offense. A Chiefs offense that struggled this year putting up points. The only thing Casey can do is confuse Hurts pre-snap into audibilling and something they want. Eagles will defend, definitely let Mahomes move the ball, but the Colin Blows tackle. Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm not worried about the Kansas City offense at all. I'd be more concerned about their defense and offense. Phil knows how to do fan service. Is that what I know how to do? Chiefs, because they have all of national media is behind them. The national media is behind the Chiefs too. The Chiefs have, because if they lose, that means even with all the support and the rest, yeah, maybe. Phil, you forgot fumbles. McGee, Hurts fumbled and blew the Super Bowl. Whatever. Eagles all the way. What's up, Brian? How you doing this morning? I'm sure you were really thrilled with that Sixers trade deadline. Good morning, Eric, the gatekeeper. Early today, 26 minutes into the show. Eric is here. The show can officially begin. Everybody, welcome to Trend in the AM, right here on the STT Sports Network. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't done it already. 20 people in the YouTube room right now watching. There should be 20 likes on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it. What's wrong? Didn't think I would remember. What? Look. So, yeah, Jalen Hurts fumbled in the Super Bowl in 2022. Okay. Still had a phenomenal game. Relax. I just don't understand what you're trying to bring up and the point that you're bringing up. Chiefs, because they have Swifties boosting their media, and Kelsey will probably retire. So, bye-bye the boost. I don't know. Kelsey said this week that he's not retiring. I don't know. But I could see him doing it if they win the Super Bowl. His body's definitely beat up, and he didn't have a great season by his standards. The Swifties, yeah. The Swifty bubble with football is about to collapse. Hal the gatekeeper, that is right. Hal to the gatekeeper. If the Eagles treat the home field advantage in the Super Bowl as they treated at the LINQ, this will be a win. There will be a lot of Eagles fans out there. Prices are dropping too, I heard, on tickets. You go too far. Gangrene was better. No. Statistically speaking, this defense was better. And this team is playing in the Super Bowl. That team didn't even win a playoff game. No Pump Man again. Pump Man's been hiding since the championship game. He might be lurking in the shadows. You never know. The Pump Man strikes me as someone that lurks in the shadows, waiting for his moment to strike. What's good, Judd? Happy Friday. Happy Football Friday. Happy Super Bowl Football Friday. Happy Eagles Super Bowl Football Friday. That's what we do here. Non-face mask call on that fumble. Yep. And there was a false start by Isaac Seumalo on the previous play that caused them to run the play that he fumbled on. Just people forget about the false start. I think it was a false start, or there was a penalty on Isaac Seumalo on the previous play, backed him up 5 yards, and they had to run the pass play. Instead of the run play, I stand by that. That was on Isaac Seumalo. Next year, Eagles versus Bills going for their back-to-back Super Bowl victories. Eric's already calling next year's Super Bowl. Man Chatter is the dude who shows up at the wrong keg party and stays anyway. Yeah, dude. Actually, I got a funny story. I doubt anybody's watching this, but I was at my buddy's bachelor party weekend. This was like 20 years ago. All right. We were down one of the Jersey beaches. I forget. We rented a house, and there was like 30 guys in this house for this bachelor party weekend, maybe less than that. And I'm sleeping in the couch in the living room one morning. There's guys sleeping all over the floor. And I wake up. I'm looking around the room. I'm like just doing a head count, dad and father, got everybody here, right? Everybody's alive. All right. And I see this guy sitting on the floor. I'm like, I don't know that guy. And I know I was pretty wasted, but who's this guy? I nudge the guy next to me. I'm like, yo, do you know him? He's like, no. Nudge the guy on the other side. I'm like, yo, do you know that guy? No. I'm like, yo, bro, who are you? And he looks around. He's like, oh, shit, I crashed in the wrong house. Gets up, walks out, and leaves. Who knows who that guy was? The 80s Super Bowl defense was awesome too. I was born in December of 80, so, I don't really remember the 80 Super Bowl defense, but I know it was a great defense. But this defense was the best. Word on the street, Pump Man is getting a Hertz tramp stamp tattoo. You know what? I'll contribute financially to that. Cope and seethe. I'm not coping nothing. Better crush cheats. I don't know if you're pro or against us here, because you're bringing up negative stuff about the Eagles, but then you also want us to beat the Chiefs. So I don't know what your end game is here. If I pay cover charge, let me have beer. What? Allen won MVP. We know that. Good for him. Good for winning that regular season MVP. And the front office will give the KC the wins. They can't make it obvious. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it was the man Chatter 20 years ago, just crashing in my house. No idea where he came from. If you're in the Kennett Square area on Sunday Stop, absolutely. Absolutely. About quite a few. Here's my PSA for all people watching. And guys, please make sure you hit that like and share and subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. PSA. Everybody watching this is going to order pizza or wings or food on Super Bowl Sunday. Everybody, small or big party, you're going to do it. Even if it's not from me. Call in advance. It's the busiest day in the year. The service industry people don't want to be there. They want to be partying too, but they're serving. When you call a pizza shop at 5:15, 5:30 on Super Bowl Sunday and get mad at the people on the phone that you're told an hour or longer for pickup, hour and a half for delivery, because it's busy, and you yell at them, I'm going to instruct my custom employees to hang up on you. Be respectful to the service industry on Super Bowl Sunday. It drives me nuts. Everybody knows it's going to be busy. So why don't you call it in advance? Because it makes it easier for us to plan and prep and preset everything up. This has been a public service announcement, okay? It drives me crazy. Every year in the pizza industry, people call the pizza shop on Super Bowl Sunday at 5:30 and order 2 large pizzas and 16 wings. And I tell them, that's going to be an hour and 30 minutes. I'm like, what do you mean? It's just 2 pizzas. All right, Super Bowl Sunday. All right, 30 other orders ahead of yours. They do it all the time. They get all mean and nasty about it. Like, seriously. It's not like this is Super Bowl 1. This is Super Bowl 59, okay? Call your orders in advance. I was too young during the 80s Super Bowl to, I tried to say in my lifetime, but, look, I wasn't paying attention to football when I was born in 1980, basically. I'm stating facts and hoping you embrace the cheats. I still don't understand where your allegiance lies. I was 8 and 80 and remember fans yelling, put in the other Pollock when Jaworski would start sucking. Jaws, my man Jaws. It was younger Washington. Father's not a football guy, so we didn't know what a was. My dad was a big football guy. Here's a question for you. Super Bowl Sunday random question. What was the first Super Bowl you were allowed to stay up till the end of? What was it? I remember the first Super Bowl I was allowed to stay up for till the end. In case emergency, order early. That's all you got to do. Just order early. Even first thing in the morning on Sunday. Saturday, it's better Saturday. I got about 10 orders already in, and it's Friday, okay? Some big ones. Respect your pizza place or face the wrath of the Court 12. Exactly. Of course. No true football fan wants the Chiefs to win. I see Cowboy bloggers. Yeah, even when Cowboys fans are supporting us, then you know. Embarrass, wreck the Chiefs. All right? So you are on our side. 1980. What about 1980? Yeah, but anyway. Phil, don't fuck my Italian side. Look, I won't screw it up if you order in advance or you wait till your time. Don't stand there rushing. We'll be turning and burning things all weekend long. Jeffrey Lurie is a well-liked owner by the NFL. Absolutely. I think the narrative conversation that they want the cheats to win, it is there. But I also feel that it's become such a big deal that maybe they back off on it a little bit, if that makes sense. that they want this game to be as closely contested as fairly contested as possible. Do you think? I think the league is feeling the pressure of this whole situation. 72 Dolphins. Oh, 80 was your first one. Okay. But the games were played earlier. Yeah. My first one, I think it was 87. Was it the 49ers beating the Bengals? Was it 87 or 88? I forget what year it was. That was the first time I was allowed to stay up till the end of the game. I was like 7 at that time. Before that, I was always done by halftime. Why would I root Eagles? Because you're in an Eagles show. 80 was the first one. Yeah. Sorry. I forgot I already asked that. Yeah, you ordered on Tuesday. I had an order on Sunday. I had a bunch of orders. Already. 94 Super Bowl San Francisco versus San Diego. That was when San Francisco blew out. What was that? Was that we brought that one up recently? Was that the Stan Humphries Super Bowl? Super Bowl didn't become night games till the 2000s. Yeah, it started. I would love it. I don't know if I want it to start earlier. That'd be different with the pizza shop. I bet everyone the California team will win. I was adorable as a kid. You were adorable as a kid? I don't know about that. The NFL needed to be put on blast to get the call a fair game. I agree. And I think the NFL, Rick, really, truly feels the blast from the media and public on this stuff. And I think they do want a fair game. And I would be not really shocked if we get a fair game. If Mahomes doesn't get every call, if it goes back and forth. I kind of feel like they really are pushing for that. Wasted career. Don't root for the Eagles. Root against the Chiefs. Exactly. Always seem that whatever team is the double-digit lead gets screwed by the rest. Yeah, they want to keep it close. They don't want it to be a blowout. Yeah, so it was the 88 Niners Bengals. Okay, so then I would have been 8 years old. No, it would have been 7, yeah, because of when the Super Bowl's played. Yeah. I wouldn't have turned 8 yet. Yeah, so it was the second Niners Bengals game. Do you think the refs ease up and let the players play because of the narrative? Yes, I do. I think they're going to call a fair football game. I do. They want to change the narrative and prove, even though we know it's not true, they want to prove that the narrative of them being, cheats or whatever isn't true. There's way too much going on. I mean, we didn't even really talk about it. I mean, said another NBA player come under suspicion, Terry Rozier, for this. Saw a baseball umpire get fired just 2 weeks ago. There's so much doubt and lack of integrity in officiating. I think the NFL is really going to push the officials to be as fair as possible. I don't know if ease up and let them play, but they're going to be as fair as possible, I think. 87 was Broncos getting there. I remember that one, too. That was like 55-10, right? I said, why wouldn't I root Eagles? Because you're look, I don't know. Moving on. I think the first Super Bowl I actually watched was when Elway's Broncos won in the late 90s. Really? For an old head like you? 94 Super Bowl was my first one. Two Big Al Eskimo Super Bowl brothers. Only one team has played the Dynasty Patriots and Chiefs in Super Bowl. Yeah? I brought this up yesterday or 2 days ago. If the Eagles win, Dark Brown, Howie Roseman would have built a team that beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl and beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Name me another GM that could do that, or that could say that, right? First Super Bowl I ever watched was 1980. I probably watched Super Bowls before 98, but 98 was the first one I was up and got to see the end and got to see the celebration and all. The day after the Super Bowl should also be a day off for most people. The problem is that the Chiefs' calls were just so obvious, especially on replay, that it just sits wrong. Absolutely agree. I think they're going to make a serious effort to not have this happen, though. Legalized gambling has hurt all sports. Look, that's a deep rabbit hole. Legalized gambling. It's legal, sure. The players, the league, and the officials know they shouldn't be involved. They do. But then you blame the leagues for the advertising and stuff like that. Well, why wouldn't the leagues want a piece of that puzzle, an advertising dollar? So really think, gambling was going on, and there was scams going on, and there was, when Dunleavy was fixing NBA games, legalized gambling. It wasn't legalized gambling, all across the country, and it still was fixing the outcomes of games. I mean, Henry Hill, that's what Henry Hill and his crew all got flipped and went to jail for, was gambling, not drugs. Drugs were part of it, but fixing games, fixing college basketball games, I believe it was. This has been going on for a long time. Legalizing the gambling aspect of it didn't change it. Maybe put it a little bit more in our face, but that's about it. It's a fair game. I think the Eagles win by 10 points easy. I agree. I got 33-21, Eric. I usually stop watching playoffs when my Eagles wasn't in it. Got it. It was the Super Bowl, though. I'm going to have to start watching. Hey, Doug, I'm here every single morning. Well, this week I took a couple days off because I was sick. Next week I got some big catering events. It's gonna be a rough 2 weeks here on shows, but I try to go live every morning at 8 a.m. and sometimes I'll do night shows too. Hit subscribe if you haven't, and if you have, there's a little bell. It turns a notification on so you don't miss me when I'm live. The Eagles team is Rocky, but Rocky 2 this time, where Rocky wins. I haven't actually heard anybody use that reference. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, is it really relevant? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm like, someone else must have already said that. I guess you're the first person I've seen say that. 2022 was Rocky. 2024 is Rocky 2. There we go. I like that. What should we call the national day after the Super Bowl holiday? I don't know. They're just going to move it to, they just should eventually just move it to next weekend anyway. Because then that would give Monday, which is a national holiday anyway, everybody off. When they add that 18th game and second bye week, that's when next week will be when the Super Bowl is anyway, I guess. Well, this first time we were beaten by the Pats, then beat them the second time around. The Chiefs beat us the first time. Yeah, there's another great little connection right there. It's why Lois was making all those trips to Pittsburgh. Yeah, exactly. Just hold on. Just the way they would tape the drugs to people like Lois in that movie and in all their movies back, like literally just wrap shit around their legs, tape it to their bodies. Like airport security was so weak in the 60s and 70s. And when I see old movies like that, I just laugh compared to what it is now. Our roster looks like Ivan Drago to the Chiefs' Apollo Creed. Maybe. Yeah. Watch out for helicopters. Yeah. I swear. Oh, man. We were hoping for a gummy free Super Bowl. I don't know about that. Way more shady shit happening now, though, as compared to when it was not legal. Just look at the major narrative of the Super Bowl alone. See, the thing is, Rick, is more shady shit happening, or are we just more aware of shady shit happening? Back in the day, if it didn't make it to your local newspaper, you didn't know about it. If it wasn't a big enough story for the 6 o'clock news, you didn't hear about it. If Gary Papa wasn't reporting on it, you didn't hear about it. What you got to do nowadays is with social media and websites and 6 million journalists covering everything, you hear about it a little bit more. You got it in your face more. You got influencers talking about cheats more. I feel like in the day and age of instant information, it's just more for. I think it was probably just as bad back in the day. And when you hear Donahue talk about it, you realize it was. Well, I don't know. Some people say they don't get the notifications. I'm not sure why. I don't know how notifications work. I just know you click it and you're supposed to get notified. Maybe if the notification tab isn't turned on for the app on your phone, then you won't get it. I don't know. I'm just guessing some computer tech and jargon. Rumor has it that whose death? I can't read that. MJ's father's death was attributed to gambling issues with the mob. Allegedly legalized gambling ruined things except for when you win. Yeah, I don't know about all those rumors or anything. There should be a separate day for the Puppy Bowl. Yeah. Talk about shady shit. Have you ever seen how a Puppy Bowl is officiated? No, I have not. The problem is when gambling is allowed to be advertised and sports organizations own some of the sports betting organization, it looks like the cheating is approved by the organization. I get that. I've heard other people say that. But on the flip side, as a human being, you should know that it's wrong to do that. That's it. Just be smarter and better. That's it. Two things you can count on Super Bowl. Refs will rig calls, and they will promote Satan. What? More shady shit with it being legal. Maybe. Or, like I said, I just think things are a little different. That's it. What a way for the Birds to bounce back after last season. Take that so. Look, we already hear people backtracking. We haven't even won the Super Bowl. You got videos of, Chris Sims backtrack and say, "Oh, I never really hated Jalen Hurts. I saw the potential there. Look, I did put him 9th once on my list." Everyone wants to backtrack a little bit, or at least start planting the seeds that they're going to backtrack. Okay, when the Eagles win on Sunday, not if, when. Social media is too loud to ignore, and I think that's why we see more of it becoming publicized, because social media blows it up. Then people have to act. Gummy-free Super Bowl. I'll be 100 milligrams 20 minutes in the pregame. I'll still be 20 minutes in the pregame. I'll be walking out of the pizza shop and driving home as fast as I can and hoping the rest of my staff can handle it. Cover your left eye. Why? That's my good eye. You always have a choice to listen or not to listen to the BS. Absolutely. Check to make notifications is set to all, which is the darkened bell. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how that stuff works. Our generation actually makes it to the podium. What? Our questions actually make it to the podium. Gotcha. Delta 9. There was social media 20 years ago, and we're hearing way more shit going on now. 20 years ago was Facebook even around? No, it was just MySpace 20 years ago, right? I don't know. Look, I'm not saying that legalizing it didn't push it a little further, but I think it was always a problem. After Budweiser Frogs, we have been chasing the high. Commercials suck. The hype of the commercials is bigger than the actual commercials. And the whole leaking of commercials now. So the Super Bowl commercials get leaked before the Super Bowl. To me, that's just weird. Phil's a member of what? What am I a member of? I missed that one. Let us never forget the year Katy Perry showed up on the halftime show dressed like Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam Bigelow. I just saw a video of Bam Bam Bigelow the other day, and like a vignette for him that I'd never seen before. It was when he jumped ship, I think from WWF to WCW, and I hadn't seen it before. I was like, I forgot how much I loved Bam Bam back in the day. Hate Crit Sim so much. He had Kellen Mond. Yeah, he had Kellen Mond on his rankings and Jalen Hurts not. That's a big L in his column that he'll never address. Sims, who left him off his 32 quarterback ranking list, it was a 40. It's a 40-man list, just so you know. So it was not just 32. I think it's a 40-man list, or at least it was that year. Every Super Bowl is actually Gog versus more. I don't get that one. Sorry. What's up, Freddie Burns? Go Birds! Hope you're well this morning. Phil, too good for the sus hemp still. I'm not too good for nothing. 20 years ago was MySpace and Friendster. I think I created a MySpace for like 2 minutes, but that was it. I don't even know what Friendster is, to be honest with you. I was an AOL Instant Messenger guy, but that was it. It took 20 years to corrupt the internet. Everything starts clean until the big money comes in. It's true. ECW is too extreme. What? It's not too extreme. This is Rocky V, street fight between Balboa and Tommy Gunn, and his promoter. Rocky V is a bad Rocky, but I think it gets some unnecessary crap. Back to the streets, the rich becoming poor again, having to go back to the way it is, training the young up-and-comer. Then you get the street fight in Philly. I don't know. I kind of liked Rocky V as a bad movie. I knew it was going to be bad, and I enjoyed it. Please, no more jokes from State Farm. Dude, so over Jake. Can we just have the Mayhem guy and Jake in the same commercial, and the Mayhem guy kind of offs Jake from State Farm. Like, can we please? Can we have that mashup? I know, Kellen Mond, man. I don't even think he had Kellen Mond like last in his list. He had like Kellen Mond like 34th or something like that. That's right. Great to see Eric Young get elected to the Hall of Fame. It's about damn time. Seth Joyner and Clyde Simmons. I think Seth Joyner over Clyde Simmons, if I only had to pick one. MySpace having your own music featured on your page was awesome. Yeah. Tommy Gunn, who would have thought that name would come up again? Yeah, exactly. There should be a State Farm jingle every time the Birds get a touchdown. No, I don't want any State Farm nothing. Dude, I loved Rocky V. I don't get look, I know it's not a great movie. It's not an Oscar-worthy movie like Rocky 1 or 2. But it's a fun movie. They did it differently. They'd already done the same thing for 4 straight movies. I liked Rocky V for the fun that it was. Rocky was definitely a good, bad movie. Yeah, good, bad movie. Great bad movie, maybe. Maybe I'll even go that far. Had the best and realistic storyline compared to Rocky IV. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Rocky IV ended the Cold War. Let's just put that into perspective. I love how you throw that in there. Rocky V was fun. There is no bad Rocky movie. Yeah, that's true too. I liked 2008 Rocky. Was that the one when he came out with? Was that the one when he fought the guy, the champion, in like an exhibition bout? I don't even remember what. That was the first one after. Was that Rocky Balboa? Seth Joyner's going to be unbearable. Yeah, he is. What's up, Marshawn? Checking in here late in the show. I appreciate it. As I gave you a shout out, Marshawn, on my cold open. I said, line that shit up and knock it down. That was for you. You cannot have that white mayhem guy kill the black State Farm guy. Yeah. I get what you're saying there. I get what you're saying. I'm going to have an NCAA Michigan ring and Eagles Super Bowl back to back. I really can't believe I'm in this position. I guess good. I don't really care about Michigan, but good for you. The thing I like about the Rocky movies is seeing how the skyline has changed. Yeah, absolutely. Mitch knows what I'm feeling. Yeah, Mitch does. He's already insufferable now. I like some of his controlled takes, but when he goes, I can do it better. Yeah, look, there's a little disgruntled that Seth Joyner hasn't gotten a coaching job yet. I really feel that. I hated Rocky V with a passion. I think the Rocky movie's biggest mistake was doing the CTE angle so early in his career, I guess. I don't know. I think Rocky 3 was the worst Rocky, personally, of the first 5. Rocky 3 was straight the worst. My opinion. Rocky winning in Russia, and you think he makes it out of there. Also, he trained in the cold. I expect him to go out and get sick before the fight. Yeah. Everyone was pushed over the edge with Mahomes when he did the sideline flop. I think so. I knew this is spot on. I think when he did that little, Jalen Brunson flop out of bounds, I think that was the moment. I think that was the moment. I'm strongly debating stripping my basement of all Flyers and Sixers decor for Sunday because it's bad juju. Was that stuff up? And did you watch it in your basement? The championship game against Washington, the Rams, and all the other games? You don't want to break anything that you've done all year. You got to stick to what you've done all year. That's right. Line that shit up. Sixers, yes. Flyers, no. I don't know. I say you leave it as it's been all year. Fellow Michigan fan in the house. A lot of Michigan fans watch this show. My man Jason is a Michigan State grad, so I feel like you have been getting away from your best catchphrases. That's an L. I have catchphrases. There's a new champion in NCAA football, the Ohio State. Yeah, you know what? Screw all you guys. Given the trouble that State Farm is in these days over the wildfires in California, I think they'd let that one slide down the Jake. Maybe. How I did not watch all the Creed movies. I watched the first, it was their third one, right? I've seen the first two. They're good movies. Look, anything Rocky related, it's kind of a good movie in my opinion. They always tell good stories. Some of them better than others. Shout out to reruns. Stop. Yeah, there was one of them. I had another one, right? Good for you. I used good for you like twice today already. Just so you know. I haven't used stop in a while. Also, Rocky not knowing people are stealing from him. Yeah. Absolutely agree. Michigan, not Michigan State. My boy's a Michigan Stater. Lakers got Hornets best player. Dude, the trade deadline was crazy in the NBA, but honestly, I could care less about it. You broke my heart, bro. Rocky 3 was my favorite. Rocky 3 was awful. Thunder Lips, come on now. Without a shadow of, I forgot, I haven't used without a shadow of a doubt knowingly in a while. Nick Wright called Nick Sirianni a doofus at PHLY. Well, you know what? Nick Wrong is a doofus too. Going to celebrate an Eagles win Sunday night with a few cold, hazy IPAs. I got to be up at 5 a.m. Monday after the Super Bowl, so not sure what I'm going to be doing. The NBA trades have been insane. The NBA trade deadline, it's crazy because if the Eagles weren't in the Super Bowl, or if the deadline wasn't the week of the Super Bowl, we would have talked a lot of NBA this week because the deadline was weird, wacky, and crazy. But I'm focused on one thing. Lining that shit up. That's the Super Bowl. $1 Million Man left. You guys won all the classics today. Rocky 1 was the best out of the bunch. I agree. I broke this out earlier this morning. Need a read clock management issue with an Eagles Super Bowl win like I need oxygen. Yeah. Look, Andy Reid, as we've become to know him as one of the greatest coaches in NFL history because of this run with the Chiefs, combined with his run with the Eagles. Let's not forget that Andy Reid has choked in big games before. Andy Reid has lost Andy Reid's not unstoppable as a head coach. He still has clock management issues from time to time. He still is predictable from time to time. Andy Reid can be beat because losing to Michigan doesn't cost the season anymore. 2 lost champs. We got a little Michigan-Ohio State rival going. I love Rocky 3. Clubber Lang was such a great villain. Rocky 3 addressed entitlement. Friends don't owe. Nick Wright is this year's Eagles version of Mike Lombardi. Wonder who's going to call him out on the parade speech this year. There's going to be a lot of them. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's probably the guy. I love to see Lane Johnson or Jordan Mailata up there, but probably not. That's right. That's because Mr. T was not acting. He was actually fighting. T was one badass moment. That Luka trade was an owner's trade. Nico and Daryl doing business is just awful for everyone involved. Look, that Luka trade, like when I woke up, I think it got broke at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Woke up and saw that the first thing on my phone on Twitter. I'm like, is that really Shams? I clicked on his account. I'm like, still not sure. So let's go to somebody else's account. And I triple checked that. And then I went online and checked it too, like on ESPN. Just shocking. But there are a lot of big trades around the NBA. Something shady about the Doncic trade. Not sure what it is, but something's rotten in Denmark about that whole. Yeah, look. The NBA stepped in and forced the Sixers to add an extra first-round draft pick or second-round pick in the Caleb Martin because of maybe an injury. But they're not stepping in and investigating that Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis trade. Something don't smell right. I don't consider Andy an Eagle anymore. He was a perennial loser in Philly. Oh, Marshawn. I got to digest this for a second because I agree and I disagree. It was a perennial regular season winner, but it was a perennial playoff loser. And at what point, Eagles fans still consider Reggie White an Eagle, played more time and won his championship in Green Bay, went to the Hall of Fame as a Green Bay Packer. So why, Why the difference with Andy Reid? I mean, he spent a lot of time, 10 years here in Philly. He wrecked Bills, yeah. Every ref has a price. Ha ha ha. You're trying. Hell yeah, Phil. Andy Choke Reid is alive, and he's there. He's there. He's beatable. Andy Reid will be 3-3 in Super Bowls after this Sunday. 3-2 means he's gone down twice. Why not this be the third? We cannot respect the Chiefs too much. I think us fans gave too much respect for Andy last time around. Maybe you're right on that. You my member of the Core 12. Yeah, Anthony's always on the Core 12. Board of Directors. We need to knock Reid back to 2003 form with his clock management skills. Run the ball, control it. Yeah. Look, I fully expect the Eagles to continue doing what they've done all year long. Run the football, play defense. Big part of winning this game, controlling the clock. It's so cliche, time of possession, whatever. Less opportunities for Patrick Mahomes if you run that ball and control the clock. Then force Andy Reid to get confused on his clock management. That's how it's done. Funny how these, yeah. And until Mahomes, even with Mahomes early on, was a loser with the Chiefs too. Yeah, it's true. Guys, you're watching Trending the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. If you haven't yet, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Share it out. Final 25, 30 minutes of the final Football Friday, of the final Super Bowl Football Friday, on the final Eagles Super Bowl Football Friday of the NFL season. Eagles are the best when they're the underdogs. Let the Chiefs biased narrative ride. Look, yeah, I want to give you guys in a little bit my super huge parlay for the Super Bowl too. I'll get to that in a minute. NBA just waiting for a lockout. I 1,000% believe the NBA and MLB will be in a lockout or a strike when their next agreements are up. Firmly. NBA's got to. Contracts are crazy. MLB, they're going to have to do something to stop the Dodgers from buying everything. There's going to be changes in those two sports. Do you make the Andy Mahomes comparison to Belichick and Brady? Are the coaches as good without their Super Bowls? I think it's a conversation to be had, for sure. Just don't rat on your friend. Never rat on your friends. Keep your mouth shut. As much as I love Big Red, it's about us. It's our time. Yes? Marshawn just ruined my morning with that comment, man. Wow. Which one was his last one? Where was his last one? We cannot respect the Chiefs too much. Yeah. No. Reid playoff record per quarterback without Mahomes. Yeah, it's not good. He was a loser, Phil. I have Doug and Nick over Andy. Yeah, see, I think if Nick wins the Super Bowl on Sunday, and he will, Nick will be over Doug, in my opinion. Because the only thing missing from Nick's resume is the title. Otherwise, he's been better than Doug. And yeah, I guess you put Nick and Doug over Andy. But let's not take away, the Eagles were a winning team for a very long time. McNabb, Garcia, Vic, Alex Smith. Sunday morning, how you feeling? I'll be nervous Sunday morning. No doubt about it. Reid created a ground foundation here in Philly and showed Howie how to build a team. Give him credit. That's true. Andy Reid tried to force feed a precision offense. That is true. Forcing McNabb to be a West Coast offense was a big mistake. Changed the culture from losing constantly to actually going to playoffs. The culture, philosophies. He was right down the ground floor with Jeffrey Lurie, Joe Banner, etc. Rocky 2. I really thought Eagles were going to wreck Bills for sweep NFC East. I wanted that. What is breakfast Sunday? I don't know. I'm going right to work and prepping and working all day long. So even Jeffrey and Howie gave too much love to Andy. He's not one of us anymore. That time is long gone. It has been a long time, too, which is fair. Andy birthed the culture in place, and it's still the same culture to an extent. I remember the years in the desert with Rich Cote and Ray Rhodes. So do I. Chiefs will turn the ball over 3 times, leading to 3 Eagles touchdowns. I hope so. It's a lot of turnovers for Patrick Mahomes, who doesn't turn it over. And he just sucked ass with those later drafts, man. Yeah. A lot of misses. That emphasis on O-line and D-line especially. Eric, respect to you, but I disagree. Doug Burt, the culture we have today, risk taker, hiring established coordinators. The last couple of years especially were abysmal. The last couple of years were pretty bad, for sure. It was time to move on. Eagles win 33-20. I got 33-21. Final prediction. No changes, no take-backs. Go Birds. I got to get my prediction in here, my parlay. I got what I'm calling the pay your mortgage this month parlay. A 7-leg, 70-1 parlay. I actually think can hit. And I'm going to give it to you guys here in a minute if you haven't seen it on Twitter. NBA players getting paid more than ever playing. Yeah. Yep. Marshawn is one of the GOATs. AR, Andy Reid didn't invest trenches out. That was well-known champ trait. Yep. All right, so maybe Andy Reid wasn't as great. I just want to see the look on the Chiefs' faces when they see Barkley bust a play. Yeah, first play of the game. Give Andy his flowers some other time. There you go. There you go. That's a good way to look at it too. Good way to look at it. Let's just fire through some of these because I want to put my parlay up here. Doug was hired because of Andy. Yes, they paid celebs so much. Yeah. Blow it up today. Look, we're having a blast today. Having a blast today. Andy Reid gets credit for the emphasis on building the trenches always. However, this is a time to trash Andy. I like that. That's fair. You guys are fair on that. Okay. I get it. I get it. We tend to make a little platter and spread for our employees on Super Bowl Sunday. We'll have some chips and dip. I have to make mac and cheese for a catered order, and I'll make a double batch so they get some of that. Ray Rhodes was solid, man. He had one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Rodney MVP, leading us to the playoffs. Married to one heck of a girl, Anthony. Me too. Not giving Andy love, just acknowledging him. Gotcha, guys. Firing through this. I want to get my parlay up here in a second. Eric, get flowers. We got Deebs in here now. Mahomes' variable is the only reason I think this is a one-score game. Without him, Eagles clearly outmatched the Chiefs. Look, I get it, but I think we got Mahomes. I'm not worried about Mahomes. 41-27. That I agree. I just don't see the Chiefs scoring more than 24 points. We've only given up more than 23 points 3 times. It's a 23-point game for them, max. Rodney Pete and Ty Detmer. Who else can make the playoffs with that? All right, here we go. I got to get this up on my screen here. Give me a second here to find it. I want to share with you guys. This is my how you're going to pay your mortgage this month parlay. All right? I love to bet. You guys know I'm a degenerate gambler. Not really degenerate. I just like to have some fun. But here is my pay your mortgage parlay for Super Bowl Sunday. All right, I'm going to do this so you guys can see it, but also can see me. Leg 1 of the parlay, Eagles, over 2.5 touchdowns. Eagles have scored 3 touchdowns on Sunday. There ain't no about it, doubt it. Eagles, over 26.5 points. I changed the line to minus 6.5 Eagles because I think the Eagles win by double digits. 120-plus rushing yards for Saquon Barkley. It's a lock. Dallas Goedert touchdown and 60 receiving yards and 1 Nolan Smith sack. This pays 70-1. 70-1. A mere $10 bet will return you $700. And honestly, this is not that outlandish. This is not crazy at all. If you're a big bettor, drop 100 on this. You'll be paying 2 months of mortgage right there. Well, depending on where you live, maybe 3, maybe 1. Let me tell you something. You can pay your mortgage with this parlay right here. I'm going to leave it up and let you write that down and copy that, screenshot that. Y'all need to ride with me on this. Y'all got to ride with me on this parlay here. Don't forget Andy Reid for a long time did not have a single playoff win. Yeah, it's true. Rodney Pete against the Lions was the first Eagles I attended in person. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Well, I can't believe we haven't gained 1 new subscriber today or yesterday. Stuck on 412 for 2 days, guys. Obviously, the beard isn't coming off because we're not getting to 1,000. And thank God I don't got a live stream on Sunday because I don't know if I'll have the energy to do it after making all the pizzas. When I see Chiefs, I see Commanders in a lighter shade of red. There you go. Phil, can we see you with the Pimple crew and DSM crew in the coming days? Can we see you? You want me with the Pimple crew, the DSM crew? Let them know. I mean, I got a lot of work to do, but I brought my old backup soundboard to the pizza shop. I can now do guest appearances from the pizza shop too. I might even do some streaming from the pizza shop now. Let them know you want to see me. Maybe I'll jump on something Saturday or Sunday from the pizza shop. We'll see. 22 likes. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad. Dude, I need a microscope to see that. All right. Here we go. We'll go that way then. We'll take my face off the screen, okay? We'll make me the mini, all right? The mini person. Just screenshot it. I know. Zoom in. All right, there you go. This is how you are going to pay your mortgage this month. Pre-game? I don't know. Depends on how busy we are. It's going to be a busy day at the pizza shop. It is on my Twitter, too, this parlay. I did screenshot this last night. Kennard versus Omar, the wire. That's how we're going to do the Chiefs. Omar's a coming. There you go. All right, I gave you a bigger view of it. For you old people that can't see like me. Pre-game stream, we need all of Philly in here. I'm not asking Phil to make peace with other networks. I have no beefs with any network. Well, none of the networks I worked for. Do I have any? Well, I shouldn't even say that. But the last few networks I worked for, I have no beefs. Just so you know, Marshawn, I have no beefs with EOP, PSN, that I'm aware of, with DSM. No beefs with them. And I still work with Pinpull. I don't even have that many beefs with AAT. Zoom out. Now you want me to zoom out. Zoom in, zoom out. Well, I get nervous about staying on that. I was thinking of going higher, but I like 120. I think it's a comfortable number. They give about 109, 110 rushing yards. They gave up 4.5 yards rushing to Joe Mixon. They gave up over 6 yards per carry to Cook last week or 2 weeks ago in the Bills game. They just didn't stay committed to the run, those teams. I think 20 runs, 6 yards a carry is very doable. Wow, yeah. Liam got beef with me? Well, he never told me about that. Whatever. No clue. I got no beefs. I have no beefs. I don't know. Maybe. Barkley gets 175 and 3 tutties. Well, I do have a Saquon 2-tutty bet. Pays like 3-1. A.J. Brown, 8 catches, 147 yards, 2 tutties. That's tough to see. That's just not what this team is. That would mean we're getting away from, Rick, what we are, which is a run-first team that plays great defense. There's no point at this point in the season to change who we are. There's not. Loves you. Just try and start. No. I don't care. There are a few people in this industry that do not like me. Some I've worked with. Some I've turned down working with. There's not many. Whatever. I don't worry about the drama. I don't. I like to say, save the drama for your mama. I'm really confident for Sunday's game. Roll job. I feel bad or weird. Marshawn, do you feel weird, Marshawn? Feeling confident? Like it's a weird feeling because we're normally not confident. I just texted my father-in-law last night. I'm like, good luck, son. He's a huge Chiefs fan because we got this. We're dominating. He's like, nah, we got you, blah, blah. But he didn't sound confident in his argument back with me. Stop. Saquon 135. Oh, I like to throw the receiving yards in there too. Can I get? No. Football Friday. It's Super Bowl Football Friday. It's Eagles in the Super Bowl Football Friday. Go Birds, Kyle, statistician. I was more scared against the Commanders. I was more scared against the Rams than the Commanders, and more scared against the Rams because of the weather factor in the game. Hurts 5 pass. I don't want to see this because this, to me, scares me. This means that the Chiefs are scoring. This means it's a close game. This means we got away from what we do best. Screw that. Screw Jalen Hurts' stats. Screw it all. Stick to what wins. Stick to what gets you here. 34-24. 24 is the absolute max the Chiefs will score. All my predictions have 23 or less when the Eagles win. A couple 24 point scores for the Chiefs and they win the game. But the Chiefs aren't scoring much. I just don't see 27 points from our defense. We're in Dawkins today. Bring that Weapon X all with you today, right? That's what you got to do. Bring Weapon X everywhere. What jersey are you going to wear on Super Bowl Sunday, Al? That's the question. Are you turning into Dave Bergner, by the way? I love that story of him. I'm glad that guy's getting all the attention for his jersey collection. Me and him have been following each other and chatting for a long time. Good dude. Got like 200-some jerseys. Been featured all over TV because he wears a different Eagles jersey every single day and never overlaps. Under 2 scores puts in the hands of the NFL writers' room. These efforts are so pro-Swift. Those liberal California cheese eaters. Yeah. Wearing my black Hurts on Sunday. See, the thing is, I can't wear a jersey on Super Bowl Sunday because I'm at the pizza shop. Can't ruin one of my jerseys. But if I could, or I would, I don't know who I would rock. I'm not sure. Phil, now everyone talking that cash money, now we see it will be brought. I am leaning towards Barkley, but maybe Brown. Okay. I think I'll watch the game at the same Buffalo Wild Wings. Better. If the business went out of business, just break into it and still watch it in there, Eric. Just wearing Eagles. I'll have Eagles clothes on every day, always. All right, I'm going to take it. I'm guessing you all got it. One more time. This is my Eagles. Pay your mortgage Super Bowl parlay for the month. I'm going to take it off the screen now as we get to the final 10 minutes here. What are you guys eating? What are you guys wearing? What is the plan for Super Bowl Sunday for you guys? Again, PSA for those joining now. Be kind to your restaurant workers that you're getting food from. They'd rather be home watching the Super Bowl just like you. Don't hate on them when the stuff takes a long time. It's a busy day. I need a work jersey. Get a jersey to wear. My last jersey I bought was Carson Wentz. Maybe I'll rock my Wentz jersey, and I'll just type the word Brown over it. Big shout out to the kid in Philly that chilled it. Absolutely, Rick. I meant to mention this yesterday. It was in my notes. So great. First thing that kid says is, did I save my sister? Hero. 100%. Eagles got to win it for him. Hopefully he gets out of the hospital and is home. That was his goal, to watch the game at home and not the hospital. Fantastic. Buffalo Wild Wings, the limited sauces sucked yesterday. Buffalo Wild Wings is overrated. Irish Drew. What's up, my man? 34-20. I got 33-21, but 34-20 works for me as well. Absolutely. I see a double-digit victory for the Philadelphia Eagles. And, of course, Teddy ain't in the chat to tell me we're wrong, to tell all of us are wrong. Claims he listens, but he doesn't. I'm wearing my Miller Lite Black Eagles tee, even though my beautiful wife got me a Kelly Green Hurts jersey. I think if I wore a jersey, it would be my Dallas Goedert, just because it's the only black jersey I have. And if I did spill something on it, it wouldn't totally be ruined. I hate white jerseys, but I got way too many white jerseys. I'm watching with a select few. I oblivious to the others around me. I will not sit and be drinking brown liquor. I will not sit, but will be drinking brown liquor. I'll be drinking some brown liquor too. I've been wearing the Black Eagles tee. I have been wearing it all year. I'm not a superstitious guy. Will this win have the media see Hurts as a top 5 quarterback? Probably not. There will be. Let's all prepare ourselves. Next week. So first off, the schedule next week. Monday morning, there won't be a show, but we're going to do a show Monday afternoon. I got an Amazon order, so we'll do a Monday recap and celebration show in the afternoon, a trending in the PM, so to speak. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, they're all going to be making excuses why Hurts had nothing to do with the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. There will be plenty of that, and we'll be here to shut it all down. I'm wearing the same Eagles shirt and Eagles socks I've worn. Look, I'm not the superstitious guy. I don't get into that kind of stuff. Smith jersey for $175. No offense, Drew. I have never bought a full price real jersey for myself. I refuse to. Just no offense, Drew. $175 for a jersey just ain't worth it to me. My authentic jerseys were won in prize contests, and all my other jerseys are knockoffs. The only real authentic jersey I have is a Roy Halladay white pinstripes jersey from my in-laws bought me it for Christmas the year we signed Roy Halladay, and I've worn it 4 times because it's a $200 jersey, and it's beautiful, and it's white, and I don't want to ruin it. So I don't buy real jerseys because I think they're ripoffs. Good for you. Good for you. You're so right, Phil. The haters will never admit. The Pump Man will say something, I'm sure. Nick Wrong will say something. Dan Simpleton would say something. They will basically say that anyone with these tools, yeah, exactly. No, not even for $69. Mitchy Poo. My Dawkins jersey is the only not signed authentic. Not signed authentic. You get them signed too. Like Dave Bregner guy. Like 200 some jerseys. Like, I don't get, no offense, guys. I can't be investing money in jerseys, man. I can't. I'm not cheap. I spend, baby. I spend. But I don't spend it on jerseys. No. Devontae Smith is about to become the 4th player to ever. I love that stat. We talked about it earlier in the week. 4th player. We even went over the other names. I'm excited. That's great for him. Devontae Smith is extremely underrated, underappreciated in the NFL. We Eagles fans appreciate Devontae Smith, but I don't think the NFL understands how great Devontae Smith really is. He'd be the number 1 wide receiver on 25 teams around the NFL. Looks like I was wrong. Yeah, you were wrong. Most of my Dallas Goedert jersey, that was years ago. I got that DH gate for like 18. My Joel Embiid jersey, that was about 21. Came from China off of eBay. My Lane Johnson, I won. My Jalen Hurts was like $14 off of Temu. My James Harden came from some icy something site that don't even exist anymore for $20. My Sugar Shane Falco is not authentic either, obviously. Quarterback's going against the number 1 ranked defense, 3-11. Well, that definitely plays in our favor. Good stat there, Drew. Mine look authentic, but pay $40-$60 for them. There you go. I prefer that. He will join Marcus Allen, Tony Dorsett, and Charles Woodson, all Hall of Famers right there. I love that stat. I've been sending it to all my Eagles buddies this week. That's right. Always love a good Drew stat like that. Dan and Angelo have been looking like clowns since week 4. Yeah. Angelo, ghosted me. Thanks, buddy. Smitty would be wide receiver 1 on most NFL teams. The problem is the same as Hurts for the NFL media team. He's controlled and thoughtful. Yeah, look, there will always be a narrative. There will always be a rumor. There will always be something. Guys, it's time to start this wrap-up process here. It's Friday. It's Super Bowl Friday. I got the Eagles 33-21 to beat the Kansas City Chiefs to hoist our 2nd Lombardi trophy. This is the only thing that I'm scared of right here. I'm more fearful of Jake Elliott than I am the referees. Look, let's not let it get to that. Let's just keep scoring and scoring and scoring. Give your employees pizza? No, I'm giving them other stuff. Homemade stuff, okay? Because, again, I'll be leaving while the rush is still going on. I got a 25-minute drive home from the shop. And I will be home by kickoff. Jake is in the pocket of the big Vegas. He very well might be. Damn. Jake Elliott better not be missing kicks on Sunday. That's all. That's why I predicted 33, though. Because there's going to be 2-point conversions. There's going to be missed extra points. The Eagles don't score 35 points or 28 points or 27 points. They always score the random numbers. So 33-21 is why I got that score. Guys, also, whatever we do, let's be safe on Super Bowl Sunday. We joke about drinking, partying. After the championship win, obviously there were some injuries and there was a death at this championship parade or championship celebration. Let's be safe. Let's be smart. No drinking and driving. No jumping off telephone poles. No backflips off of trucks. Be safe. Be good. Enjoy the celebration. I got to tell you guys that. And I know you guys are all good, and most of you are older and mature enough, but the Eagles win the Super Bowl, we get a little crazy. Don't happen often. So let's all be safe. Let's all be good. Let's come back on Monday afternoon with Trending in the PM, and let's celebrate an Eagles Super Bowl victory. I'm buying on Trending in the PM on Monday. Phil, if you are a Jedi, what color would your lightsaber be? Midnight green. Thank you for doing the show. Hey, look, it's been a fun year, man. Fun football season. We talk all sports on this show. We cover Eagles, Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, Union, everything. We cover national topics. But from about mid-July, late July, till now, it's all football. We dabble in the other sports, but it's all football. Okay? Now, after next week, we'll get back into a little mixture of football, basketball, baseball. Spring training starts next week. We'll get into a little bit of everything else as next week progresses and into late February, early March, before we get draft stuff and free agency stuff. But I do this. This year has been really fun. It hasn't been the year I won it, but it's been a really fun year. And we've changed and we've grown and done a lot of things. So thank you very much. Don't thank me. Thank you and each and every one of you for tuning in regularly. Go Birds, Kermit. Yeah, we don't hear enough about Kermit, right? Bubbles up. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. I choose Midnight Green over Kelly Green. Glad that I muted all the stupid Sixers takes on Twitter. Yeah, I want to talk Sixers. I want to talk basketball because the deadline was crazy. But just so happens the Eagles are distracting us from how a disaster the Sixers are. So it's quiet on the Sixers front for me. But we'll get into that next week. All right, guys. With that being said, yeah, you as well, my man. Judd, be safe out there in Westchester. Guys, with that being said, it's time to wrap it up. Gotta say a few things. Go Birds. Eagles are going to win 33-21. And as always, bubbles up.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, pop.